Important alert. Your enemies have been exposed. One name will shock you. Open it immediately otherwise. My child, listen carefully because this message cannot wait another second. The walls around you are whispering secrets, and heaven itself has torn the curtain to reveal the faces you never expected. Your enemies have been exposed, and the first name that will be revealed to you is about to shake the very ground beneath your feet. For too long, you walked with blind trust, offering your hand to those who smiled sweetly in daylight, while plotting against you in the shadows. They studied your every move, memorized your routines, and played the role of a loyal companion, only to betray you when the night grew cold. Now the time has come, and their mask will be ripped away in front of your eyes. Do not think this is a coincidence. Do not think this is just another passing warning. This revelation is precise, it is urgent, and it carries the thunder of justice that can no longer be silenced. The storm has already begun, and with each strike of lightning, a secret is being pulled into the open. The ground beneath their lies is cracking, and soon, even those who once stood with them will run from the truth. My child, the truth is not gentle tonight. It is sharp, like a blade pressing close to your skin. What you are about to hear is not something that will let you sleep peacefully, but it is necessary for your freedom. The enemy's face is already being exposed before heaven's fire, and you cannot pretend not to see it anymore. There is someone close to you, someone who pretended to celebrate your victories but secretly clenched their fists in jealousy. When you smiled, they smiled louder, but inside they were choking on the bitterness of your light. They waited patiently for a moment when you would stumble, but heaven never allowed their darkness to triumph. This person thought their secret would remain buried forever. They believed their whispers would vanish in the air and their schemes would dissolve before anyone noticed. But the records of heaven are flawless. Every word spoken against you has been carved into eternal memory, and now it is being delivered into your hands. Do not be afraid of what you hear. Fear belongs to them, not you. The exposure of their name is a punishment they cannot escape, and the very shadows they hid in have turned into burning torches against them. My child, the air around you is trembling because the next piece of truth is pushing through. A revelation so heavy is about to fall that it will crush the pride of your enemies. Their lies were stitched together with fragile threads, and now each one is snapping apart under the weight of divine exposure. There is a voice in the unseen realm calling your name, reminding you that no betrayal escapes justice. These enemies thought they were clever enough to disguise their intentions, to hide behind laughter, to nod while secretly plotting your downfall. But God's eyes are not blind, and His timing is never late. You must understand, the name you are about to discover is not random. It is someone whose presence in your life carried both comfort and suspicion, yet you dismissed the unease because your heart is pure. They took advantage of that innocence, hoping you would never notice the poison they were pouring into your path. Even now, as you listen, their heart is pounding with fear. They know exposure is coming, they feel the net of truth tightening, and they cannot breathe as freely as before. Every step they take is haunted by the certainty that their mask will shatter in front of you. My child, darkness has been circling you, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, but now that darkness is trembling. The truth is cracking open the silence, and what was hidden is being shouted from the highest places. No more can your enemies celebrate in secret. Every corner they hid in is burning with the light of exposure. The enemy's smile once fooled even those closest to you. They practiced it well, carrying your name on their tongue like sugar, while their thoughts were venom. But every word has weight, and heaven has been collecting their poison, preparing to pour it back into their own cup. Do not think this exposure is small. It is the collapse of an entire web, a chain of lies breaking link by link. The one who thought they could stand against you will now stumble before your very eyes, and their plans will rot in their own hands. This moment is your shield. This unveiling is your protection. While they tremble with the fear of being known, you will rise with the confidence of truth that cannot be silenced. My child, the clock is ticking, and with every passing second the truth is racing toward you. No enemy can delay it, no hand can cover it, no lie can erase it. What they feared the most has now become reality. Their name is about to escape into your ears like thunder. They plotted with shadows, thinking night would protect them. They whispered with trembling lips, convinced no one would ever hear. Yet every sound was carried upward, every scheme was recorded, and today those records have returned as judgment. Do you feel it? The heaviness in the air, the sudden chill that makes the heart beat faster? That is the sign of exposure, the moment when light finally pierces the thickest darkness and the guilty can no longer hide. One by one, their allies are abandoning them. Friends who once smiled beside them now sense the danger of being tied to their deceit. The circle is collapsing, leaving them alone in the fire of their own making. My child, the walls are closing in on your enemies, and their breath grows shorter with every moment. They thought they had forever to deceive, but their time has expired. What they tried to bury is now screaming to be heard. Their footsteps echo with guilt, and every place they run becomes a trap they cannot escape. The web they spun has turned into chains around their own neck. Soon, they will wish they never crossed paths with you, because heaven has taken your side. Do not mistake this moment for chance. It is destiny unfolding. The very forces of light have orchestrated this hour so you can finally see clearly. Nothing hidden can survive the fire that surrounds you now. The name that is being revealed will strike like lightning. It will shake your trust, it will test your strength, but it will also free you from the weight you have carried unknowingly. This unveiling is not to hurt you, but to release you. My child, the final curtain is lifting, and the truth that was sealed is now open before you. The silence is broken, the whispers are shattered, and the lies that circled you have turned to dust. What was kept from your eyes is now standing boldly in the light. The name that has been hidden is trembling in the shadows, but it cannot remain there anymore. Their own actions are dragging them into exposure. They thought they were untouchable, but heaven's justice has no blind spot. As this name comes forth, understand that it is not just a person being revealed, it is every scheme, every betrayal, every moment of darkness tied to them. The truth is heavy, but it is also freeing. Once spoken, the chains it carried over your life will fall. And when the sound of this exposure reaches your heart, you will realize that God has been protecting you every step of the way. Your enemies were many, their plans were sharp, but none of them could pierce the shield that was over you. This is the hour of release. This is the moment of victory. The one who tried to wound you is now standing in judgment, and their downfall is not yours to carry, it is theirs to bear. My child, take this revelation as the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another. Walk forward without fear, because the truth has done its work. The enemy is defeated, and you are free. My child, you thought the storm ended, but heaven has shown me that the battle is not finished. The first enemy was only the beginning. There are more names hidden, waiting to be exposed. Their shadows still linger, and their whispers have not been silenced yet. You must stay alert, for the circle around you is wider than you imagined. Betrayal did not come from one direction alone, it crept from many corners, disguised as friendship, family, and loyalty. Now the veil is being torn apart, and the deeper truth is rushing toward you like a flood. Do not let fear grip your heart. What is unfolding is not meant to break you, it is meant to free you. Every name that comes forth is a chain falling from your life, releasing you into the destiny that was stolen from you. The second wave of exposure begins now. This is not just about one enemy but an entire group that moved like shadows together. Their unity was built on lies, and heaven is striking it down piece by piece. My child, the truth is unraveling faster than you can hold it. One by one, faces you trusted are slipping through the cracks of deception. What they covered with smiles is being stripped away, leaving only their trembling guilt. You must prepare your heart, because the second name carries a weight you never expected. This person has shared your table, walked through your doors, and spoken blessings over you, yet in silence they plotted against you. The knife they sharpened was never for your enemies, it was meant for your back. But heaven never sleeps. Every hidden message they sent, every meeting they thought was private, has been seen and recorded. And now, those same actions are the very ropes tying them to exposure. My child, feel the shift. Do you notice the atmosphere thickening? That is not fear, it is the power of truth pressing forward. The more they resist, the louder the revelation becomes, until nothing can silence it. Their allies are fleeing them like birds escaping a collapsing nest. No one wants to stand in the fire of their judgment. Those who clapped for them before now turn away, knowing the mask is gone and the face beneath is unrecognizable. This is why heaven waited until now. You were not ready before, but today your spirit is strong enough to hear it. The second name is rising, and with it comes clarity you have prayed for in the silence of your nights. The enemy's foundation is crumbling. What they built with lies is turning to ash. And every step you take forward leaves them farther behind, drowning in their own deceit. My child, the silence is over, and the trumpet of revelation is sounding louder than ever. The second enemy's shadow is no longer hidden, it stretches across your memories like a scar you once ignored. But today, that scar speaks, and it will no longer remain silent. This person wore the mask of care, often rushing to your side when you were weak, pretending to lift you while secretly wishing you would fall deeper. They studied your strengths, not to celebrate them, but to find cracks where they could break you. And when you least expected it, they pushed quietly, hoping you would not notice who caused the pain. Every smile they gave you was an act, every word was rehearsed. Yet, their eyes betrayed them, because truth always leaks out in the smallest gestures. Heaven saw their clenched jaw when others praised you, their tightened fists when blessings came your way, and their restless sleep filled with envy. Now, their name is trembling in the air, ready to fall. The world around you is shifting, preparing for the shock of exposure. They thought their position was secure, that no one could suspect them, but light has a way of shining into the most guarded rooms. My child, brace yourself, for the revelation will sting at first, like salt on a wound. But do not fear, it is healing disguised as pain. For once the mask is off, you will finally be free from the silent poison they poured into your life. Already, whispers have reached your ears, haven't they? A hint here, a slip of the tongue there, small cracks in the wall of secrecy. Those cracks are now breaking apart, and the flood is coming. Nothing can stop the waters from rushing in. And when the flood comes, it washes away not only the guilty but also the residue of their lies. You will not just see their name, you will see the depth of their betrayal, the conversations they had, the alliances they built behind your back. It will all be laid bare. This is not punishment meant for you, it is a cleansing. You will rise from this moment lighter, stronger, and wiser. The circle of your life is being purified, and only those meant to stay will remain. My child, the veil is thinning, and what was once hidden is now trembling on the edge of your awareness. The second enemy's mask is cracking, their steps are unsteady, and their voice falters when your name is spoken. They know the end of their deception is here. This person once held your trust in the palm of their hands. You opened doors for them, you shared secrets, you let them into places others could not enter. Yet, instead of guarding what was sacred, they twisted it into a weapon. The betrayal was not sudden, it was a slow drip of venom over time. A conversation here, a stolen glance there, an alliance formed in the shadows. Each move seemed harmless until the picture finally came together, an image of someone you never thought could be an enemy. My child, it hurts to face the truth, but heaven does not reveal to wound you, it reveals to heal you. The sting you feel is the breaking of chains, the loosening of ties that were meant to strangle your destiny. Even now, this person is restless. Their nights are filled with fear of being discovered. Every knock at the door makes their heart race. Every unexpected call shakes their nerves. They know their exposure is inevitable, and their soul trembles under the weight of truth. The whispers around them are growing louder. Their allies sense the collapse, and one by one, they are pulling away, not wanting to drown in the downfall that is coming. Isolation is their harvest, for seeds of betrayal always reap loneliness. And as their world collapses, yours is being rebuilt. For every secret that comes out, you gain strength. For every lie exposed, you gain freedom. For every name revealed, you step closer to the destiny that was waiting for you. My child, prepare your heart, for the next stage of exposure is near. What is being revealed is not just one person's actions but an entire pattern of betrayal woven through your life. And once it all unravels, you will see how powerfully heaven has protected you all along. My child, the storm is not easing, it is intensifying. With every passing moment, the air around you grows heavier, because the truth is too great to be contained any longer. What once hid in whispers is now roaring like thunder. The second enemy believed they were clever enough to cover their tracks. They destroyed letters, erased messages, and denied meetings. But heaven is not mocked. What they thought was erased has been preserved, and now it is unfolding before you. Their smile was wide, but their heart was narrow. Their words were sweet, but their thoughts were bitter. They held your hand in public, but behind closed doors they signed agreements that carried your name in ways meant to harm you. My child, you have wondered why certain doors closed suddenly, why relationships shifted without reason, why opportunities slipped away when they seemed secure. These were not accidents, they were the fingerprints of betrayal. And now those fingerprints are glowing under the light of truth. Imagine them now, pacing in secret, sweating under the weight of their own lies. They hear the footsteps of justice behind them, and every attempt to run only brings them closer to exposure. They are not escaping, they are walking straight into the net they created. The voices around you are changing. People who once defended them are now silent. Friends who once covered for them are turning their heads. Even those they conspired with are stepping away, unwilling to drown in the downfall that is swallowing them whole. My child, this is why the revelation is necessary. Without it, you would have continued to carry them close, unaware of the poison they dripped into your cup. But now, with their name exposed, you are free to move forward untainted. This exposure is not the end of you, it is the beginning. It is not a loss, it is protection. It is not betrayal, it is a revelation that clears your path. What they meant for your destruction has become the foundation for your destiny. My child, the night is restless because the veil of secrets is tearing apart. Every hidden plan that was spoken against you is echoing back to the one who spoke it. The shadows that once covered them have turned into spotlights that cannot be dimmed. They thought silence was their weapon. They believed that if they moved carefully enough, no one would notice the betrayal woven into their actions. But silence has betrayed them, because heaven has turned their whispers into thunder. My child, you are stronger than you know, and that is what your enemies could not stand. They saw the fire in you, the resilience that refused to die, and instead of celebrating, they sought to extinguish it. But fire cannot be destroyed by hands of jealousy. It only grows hotter. Even now, their hearts are restless. Their sleep is broken, their meals taste bitter, their laughter feels hollow. This is the weight of exposure pressing down on them, a weight they can no longer carry. The truth is beginning to spread beyond their control. People are asking questions, drawing lines, connecting dots they once thought would remain scattered. Their world of lies is collapsing, and the walls they built are falling like dust. My child, do not mourn this fall. Do not grieve the ones being revealed, for they were never meant to journey with you into your destiny. Their presence was a shadow over your light, and heaven has decided the shadow must lift. The revelation is not to destroy you but to strengthen you. It is preparing you for the new season where enemies will no longer sit at your table. This is your cleansing, your release, your elevation. And as their name comes forward, you will see clearly, this was never your loss. It was your protection, it was your salvation, it was your proof that God has never left your side. My child, the ground is shaking beneath their feet, because the moment of full exposure has arrived. The weight of every secret they carried is crushing them now. What they thought was hidden forever is now being shouted louder than their own voice. They once believed your trust was their greatest weapon. They took it, twisted it, and used it to disguise their betrayal. But now that same trust has become the evidence against them, because the innocence they abused is the light that reveals their darkness. My child, imagine them as they stand surrounded by their own lies. Every story they told is unraveling. Every excuse they made is collapsing. The mask they wore so proudly is crumbling into dust. The name is already moving closer to your ears. It trembles in the air like a storm before lightning strikes. You can feel it in your spirit, the heaviness, the intensity, the certainty that what was hidden is about to explode into the open. And when it does, it will not come alone. Alongside the name will come the full story, the conversations behind your back, the alliances forged in secret, the promises they made to your enemies while smiling at you. All of it will surface together. My child, this is why you were chosen to hear this now. If it came earlier, it would have crushed you. If it came later, it would have cost you more. But today, you are strong enough to bear it, and wise enough to rise above it. Their downfall is certain. Their circle is gone. Their voice is trembling. Their power is shattered. What they intended for your harm has become the evidence of their own defeat. Do not look back. Do not cling to what is falling. Step forward with boldness, because every revelation is pushing you into the destiny they tried to block. The door they slammed shut will now open wider than ever before. My child, the last veil is lifting, and the room where they whispered against you is no longer locked. The door has swung open with a force they could not resist, and the light has filled every hidden corner. The truth has stood up and spoken your name with honor. They tremble because they recognize the voice that exposed them was greater than any voice defending them. They tremble because the story they wrote with lies has been edited by justice. They tremble because the path they paved with deceit is collapsing beneath their feet. My child, the second name, the one that pressed closest to your heart, can no longer hide. This person smiled at your sunrise and cursed your night in the same breath. They touched sacred places in your life and tried to turn them into ruins. Heaven has weighed their deeds and found them light. Heaven has replayed their words and found them empty. Heaven has reviewed their intentions and revealed their void. This exposure is not your humiliation. It is your protection witnessed by the very ones who doubted you. It is the clearing of smoke so the city can see the tower standing intact. It is the shaking of the tree so the rotten fruit can fall and the roots can breathe again. My child, let the roar subside within you, and listen to the soft answer rising like morning. Your heart has carried a long night, but dawn has entered and will not leave. This is the hour of clarity, and clarity is your crown. Release what is falling and embrace what is being lifted. Release the pressure of defending yourself and receive the comfort of being defended. Release the ache and behold the healing that has already begun. They will try to rewrite themselves into innocence, but the pages are sealed. They will try to borrow words that belong to repentance, yet their feet will not move toward it. They will look for allies in yesterday, but yesterday has learned the truth and will not return. My child, do not harden your heart, but do not reopen gates that wisdom has closed. Mercy is a river, and you may drink from it. Foolishness is a net, and you must not step into it again. Let your yes be pure, and let your no be holy. Now look around. Do you see how the circle has changed? The faces that remain are the ones who refuse the taste of jealousy. The hands near you are clean, and the eyes upon you are kind. This is how heaven builds a future, by removing the stone that makes you stumble and setting it as a marker on the roadside. Whoever sees that marker will remember the day truth thundered and lies fell silent. Whoever passes by will know you survived with grace. My child, breathe slowly and stand tall because your posture matters. When kings and queens walk after battle, they do not drag their swords in the dust, they carry them by the hilt with honor. You will not carry the memory of betrayal like a wound, you will wear it like wisdom. The path ahead is bright, not because there is no darkness, but because the light within you is no longer suffocated. The doors that resisted you will open not from pity but from recognition. The works of your hands will be established, and the plans for your peace will prosper. Listen closely, there is one more movement in this symphony of exposure. A final echo that returns everything that was taken by scheme. The resources, the opportunity, the favor, what was delayed is being restored with interest. My child, I am placing watchmen at your borders, discernment in your thoughts, boundaries in your speech, and courage in your steps. You will not apologize for the light you carry. You will not shrink for the comfort of those who prefer shadows. Forgive, but do not forget the lesson. Bless, but do not barter your future for cheap peace. Love, but do not leave your gates unguarded. Their downfall is complete when you refuse to fall with them. Their story ends where your wisdom begins. Their echo fades where your calling grows louder. My child, take inventory and see what remains. Your name is clean, your heart is intact, your future is unshaken. The storm did not reduce you, it refined you. The exposure did not break you, it built you. I will send new companions who rejoice without jealousy and correct without cruelty. I will send opportunities that do not require you to shrink or pretend. I will send help that costs you nothing but gratitude. Stand on the threshold and lift your eyes. The horizon is not a line of limits, it is a ribbon of promise. Walk forward and watch how every step meets a prepared ground. The second name has fallen, and the chain it held has snapped. The doors they tried to lock are opening inward at your approach. The places they poisoned are being washed and made safe again. My child, I kept you while you slept, I guarded you while you wept, I carried you when your strength dissolved like salt. I have returned what was stolen from your peace, the quiet inside your chest. I have returned what was stolen from your hope, the bright edge of tomorrow. Now speak softly to your own soul. We will not live in suspicion, we will live in sight. Speak to your house. We will not house serpents, we will host songs. Speak to your path. We will not stumble at old stones, we will step on them to see farther. Let the city hear a new sound from you, not the clang of alarm, but the bell of arrival. Let your gates receive the friend sent for your building. Let your table fill with food that does not taste of fear. My child, I remove the residue of their words from your walls. I cleanse the rooms where they hid their envy. I restore the fragrance of joy in the places they tried to sour. You are not late, you are right on time. You are not behind, you are precisely aligned. You are not smaller, you have been silently enlarged. Walk now and do not look for them behind every tree. Walk now and do not measure yourself by what tried to break you. Walk now and let the new chapter turn of its own weight. When you pass the marker where their name fell, you will not flinch. When you cross the bridge they tried to burn, you will not hurry, you will admire the view. When you open the letter of tomorrow, you will not read it with shaking hands, you will read it with steady eyes. My child, this is the decree, no weapon formed against you will finish its sentence. No scheme rehearsed against you will find a stage. No mouth raised against you will survive the silence that follows truth. The circle is clean. The table is reset. The journey is blessed. Lift your head. Square your shoulders. Breathe the air that belongs to the free. The last veil has fallen, the last chain has snapped, and the last echo of their plan has blown away like chaff. Now go forward, not as one who barely escaped, but as one who has been officially commissioned. Go forward with a pen that writes legacy, with hands that build peace, with feet that know the rhythm of steady victory. Go forward, because your name is carried by honor, and your future is guarded by promise. My child, it is finished. The exposure has spoken, and the new story has begun. Walk in it, fully, freely, fearlessly.